The oldest Kardashian siblings have been known to get into some pretty heated arguments. Kim and Kourtney just seem to keep butting heads over any and everything. Whether it's work ethic or Christmas decorations, the competition is very real between these two. Number 1. When things got physical. This may have been the most talked about fight between Kim and Kourtney because it was the first time on the show we saw them get physical in a serious way. We get that siblings fight, but clearly things took a turn when Kim started talking about Kourtney's work ethic, or lack of it. This wasn't the first time Kim brought it up, but this time it hit a nerve with Kourtney.
Well, you don't care about stuff.
Before we knew it, the light shade Kim was throwing around turned into slaps and scratches.
Don't ever come at me like that. I swear to God, I'll punch you in your face.
Yikes. At least the sisters were able to talk things out after. Number 2. The least interesting to look at. Planning any family activity in a large family can get pretty hectic, especially when it comes to syncing busy schedules. But Kim was not having it with Kourtney's scheduling conflicts for their 2018 Christmas card shoot. Kim's frustration led to her delivering one of her most iconic lines.
She's the least exciting to look at.
This feud actually spilled over past the photo shoot, and Kourtney decided to skip out on Kim's baby shower for Chicago because she was still mad about being called the least interesting to look at. Talk about following through with your feelings. Number 3. Sugar-free Candyland. We all know Kourtney as the queen of health and wellness and pushing up your life. But Kim isn't always on the same vibe.
Call the police. There's candy in here.
Especially when it comes to the kids' birthdays.
It's like Candyland, Kourtney. It's not going to be healthy.
When Kourtney wanted healthy options for the joint Candyland party for North and Penelope, Kim just about lost it. Because how could you truly have a Candyland party without the candy? It went so far as Kim calling Kourtney out for her incomplete eco-conscious transition and suggested they have separate parties.
So then you do your party and I'll do my party.
Perfect.
In the end, their family intervened to help them reach a compromise with some healthier candy options at the party. Number 4. Nanny Issues. When it comes to relationships with nannies, Kim and Kourtney do not see eye to eye. Not long after Kourtney revealed her nanny had left because of a physical altercation with Penelope, Kim and Kourtney got into an argument over Kourtney's interactions with Kim's nanny on a family trip. Kim felt Kourtney could have handled the situation differently by pulling the nanny aside to address her issues.
Should have been in private.
While Kourtney felt the nanny was out of line for allegedly telling her son, Rain, he would go to jail if he spoke in the car, and felt Kim should have fired her.
She would never work for me with the way she acts.
Number 5. You're fired. Kim and Kourtney have often butted heads when it comes to working and sharing their lives. So much so that it led to Kim telling Kourtney she should get fired from keeping up.
She's out.
Kim was backed by Khloe, who agreed that Kourtney wasn't living up to the agreement for the show. They felt Kourtney wasn't sharing as much about her life as they had to as reality stars, so Kim offered to fire Kourtney.
Kim, stop with your attitude, honestly.
The real issue was Kourtney wasn't sharing her life with her sisters, and they were upset they had to read about it instead of hearing it from her. Number 6. Don't copy Kim's lights. You could say Kim gets a little competitive with her family, even with her Christmas decorations.
I have warned everyone that I will come for them if they even dare try to copy anything that I'm doing this holiday season.
Kim held on to the grudge she had for Kourtney allegedly copying her 2016 Christmas lights. So much so that she couldn't stop telling the story about it the next year.
Because she fully copied my lights.
Of course, Kourtney denied these allegations, telling Kim that it was her mom that suggested those Christmas lights. Looks like no matter how old you are or how many kids you have, your siblings will always be the same. Number 7. Gossip Girl Kim. Kim has definitely engaged in her fair share of family gossip. But sometimes, when the tea is too good, you forget who's CC'd on the email. Kourtney caught Kim gossiping via email to her friend Larsa Pippen about Scott wanting to expand their family, and Kim wanting to involve the family in this plan, despite them being very broken up and seeing other people. Kourtney was very annoyed at Kim for going behind her back to discuss her life, calling it malicious, backstabbing, and actually evil.
Going behind someone's back, it's not okay. It's not something I will accept in my life.
They ended up squashing their beef and going on a family ski trip after. Number 8. Buying a career. When Kim was launching Kim Kardashian Hollywood, she wanted her whole family in the game, but Kourtney said no. and basically told Kim, sis better have my money if she wanted to use her name and likeness for any video game. Kim was not having it, so Scott suggested Kim at least buy Kourtney a pair of shoes as payment. So naturally, Kim fired back with her infamous line,
I'm not buying a pair of shoes, I bought her a career.
Petty or not, this was a pretty iconic moment. Number 9. Battle of the Stylist. One thing Kim doesn't like is a copycat. Kim came with her receipts, claiming Kourtney tried to mooch off Kim's relationship with Terry Mugler during her 2019 Met Gala collaboration. According to Kim's stylist, Kourtney and her team were trying to get the Rick Owens custom white two-piece Kim wore to the 2018 CFDA Awards. Of course, Kourtney denied these allegations, claiming they dress nothing alike for her to even be copying from styles. She also gets sent. Petty or a valid grievance? Number 10. The Bentley Fight. To be fair to Kim, we can imagine buying your first Bentley is a major deal, and she just wanted to celebrate it. However, Khloe and Kourtney weren't happy. The salesperson kept them waiting and decided to let him know how they felt. Kim was upset Kourtney and Khloe made a scene.
Lauren, stop being rude and a brat. It's not funny.
They were upset Kim didn't defend Khloe when the salesperson was arguing with Khloe. It only escalated when Kim hit Khloe with her bag, and Kourtney decided to ice Kim out during their family trip. It took them a while to get over this fight, maybe because Kourtney laughed in Kim's crying face. 11. The diamond earring. $75,000 is a lot of money to spend on something you can easily lose, which is why Kim was in absolute hysterics over losing her diamond earring in Bora Bora. For Kourtney, however, it wasn't as devastating as Kim was making it seem, basically telling Kim to get over it. Kim also admits it was a little dramatic, but she was scared they weren't insured. Number 12. Sharing clothes. Kim doesn't necessarily have an issue with Kourtney borrowing her clothes, but when it started becoming a habit and Kourtney showed up to dinner with Kim's favorite Chanel bag, Kim was pretty upset. Mind you, Kourtney didn't know Kim would be at the dinner, which almost makes it worse that she borrowed the bag without telling her. For the whole dinner, Kim poked fun at Kourtney for borrowing without permission.
Are you putting my purse on the floor?
When Kourtney had enough of the jokes, she asked the restaurant for a Ziploc bag, transferred her belongings into it, and returned the purse to the owner, which is a pretty funny way to shut them up. Number 13. Dash dolls. Kourtney was ready to be a Dash doll for life, but she and Kim often butt heads on how much work Kourtney was putting into the stores and Kim wasn't. But when it came time to decide if they needed to close the New York Dash store or just revamp the inventory, Kim and Kourtney were not on the same page at all. Kim called Kourtney delusional for thinking the store was worth saving, and they should just sell it to the major department store looking to buy. But Kourtney just wasn't ready to let go of their first baby. Kourtney lost this fight though, because by 2018, all their locations were closed. Number 14. No baby shower. When Kim was pregnant with North, she wasn't interested in having a baby shower because of all the press and attention she'd been getting. When she found out, through the press, that Kourtney had signed her up for a baby registry and was planning a surprise shower, she was not happy and drove right over to hash it out with Kourtney for not respecting her wishes. Kim, of course, ended up having a private baby shower with friends and family, and instead of gifts, Kim wanted donations to a children's hospital in Chicago. Number 15. High stakes. Things can get pretty heated in a card game, especially when the stakes are as high as waiting on your older sister's every need for an entire day. This time, it seems Kim's competitive nature got the best of her, and she wasn't too pleased to lose to Kourtney. Of course, Kourtney had to rub it in and pushed one too many of Kim's buttons during her day of servitude, and took it too far when she asked Kim to feed her while on her knees.
Like, seriously, this is ridiculous.
Kim was not having it and quit her role by raising the stakes to $10,000, all or nothing. Sometimes, it's better to cut your losses. From petty fights to big blowouts, Kim and Kourtney Kardashian are sure to bring the drama with quick one-liners. Which fight was most memorable for you? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to The Thing Celebrity for more on your favorite celebs.